Hey, Rachel Harper here of rachelharperfit.com. Just coming to you really quick. There are many of you who are a part of Rachel Harper leadership that I have not had the chance to meet just yet because you are new here, right? And so I'm just coming to you today, just kind of introduce myself. So I am Rachel Harper, the owner of Rachel Harper Fits LLC, where I help small business owners develop their leadership skills. And just a little bit about me. I am Rachel Harper again. I've been in business for about a little bit over a year. I was in the classroom as a special education teacher. And when I was a special education teacher, being a special education, you're really big on data, you're really big on analyzing, you're really big on, just making sure that things move in the right direction, creating goals for the students and analyzing that data and seeing where things can go. And so looking at those things, I'm really big on analyzing data. I'm really big on saying, how can you demand your day? How can you make your day work in the way that you need it to work, right? So one of the things that I'm doing right now, one of the projects that I'm handling right now is with my husband. He has a business. And so he's looking to scale his business. And so I have, linked with him to say, well, if you want to start scaling your business, we have to start analyzing, looking at the back end. There's 5 areas to a business, right? We're going to look at your marketing, your sales. We're going to look at your product. We're going to look at your admin. We're going to look at your HR and seeing how can you start demanding your day and having more time for yourself so that you're moved out of that technician role. And so that's one of the things that I help other business owners do themselves. If you are a leader, it's very important that you have the opportunity to start saying, well, how can I take a step outside of my business and look into it, right? Many of us are working as technicians. We have our hands in all the different areas of our business to the point that we don't have time for other things. But here's the thing about that. Why I think it's important to think about either scaling your business, or if you are new, starting to get many of the back end of your business put together, whether you're using things like Google Workspace, your Excel sheets, starting to look at the data in different areas of your business where you can start taking your hands off. Essentially, your business is the vehicle to the life that you really want, right? When I worked in the school system, one of the things that I did is I always took my work home. I always had my hands on all the things. How can I make my lesson plans better? How can I, make the kids a little bit more engaged, which is important. But at the end of the day, one of the things that it did for me is I started to take my work home because I wasn't being productive with my day. I wasn't being efficient with my time. And so I was taking all of my work home. And so now I have this guilt. I have this guilt because I'm not spending a lot of time with my husband. I'm not spending a lot of time with my children, and I barely have any time for myself. And so one of the things that I did as a special educator is I made sure that after about the first and second year, I'm gonna say into year 3, I worked in education for about 6 years. So when I got into year 3, I said, I can't take it anymore. I have to start demanding my day. This is just a vehicle to the life that I really want. And so it shouldn't be taking up my entire day. It shouldn't take up my weekend. My husband comes home and I'm on my laptop and he's like, and I start hearing those things, right? Start hearing, oh my gosh, you're on your computer again. Or I'm taking my kids to the park and they were little. I'm taking them to the park out of guilt because I didn't spend a lot of time with them. And so now I'm like, okay, let me take you to the park just to basically get rid of the guilt that I had at the time. And now I feel better, but we're only going to spend about 10 minutes here at the park just to get rid of the guilt is really what it was. And then we're going to go back home so I can get back into my laptop and do all the things, right? So here I am working all the time. And so it's important to me right now as a business owner to really help other business owners in their leadership position realize that it is important for you to work as a leader and not always as the technician. And so there's this gap where we feel like we always have to be working all the time. We got to be working all the time. We got to be in a part of this busy lifestyle. We just got to be busy all the time, right? And the thing is, that's not true. You don't have to work. Some of us, we create a job for ourselves, right? Are you self-employed or are you a business owner? That's one of the things that we have to start thinking about. Are you self-employed, meaning you've gone from working your 9 to 5 to now you're working 9 to 10 p.m. You're working longer than you did in your 9 to 5. So you just created another job for yourself. Or can you be a business owner where you take a step out of it? Some days you're not the technician all the time. So reading the book E-Myth, that's a really good book to really start thinking about how you can remove yourself from that technician role and move yourself more into the business owner or the CEO, right? Into the CEO lifestyle. So for me, seeing that gap, there's a lot of people saying you got to be busy, you got to be doing the most, you got to be doing a lot. And so I come in and say, it's time for you to demand your days. Be the leader that you are supposed to be, right? And just demand your days. So the question is, what does demand your days look like? It looks like being productive. It means knowing what your tasks are. It means coming up with maybe 5 goals that you want to have in your life. And then saying, let me put some goals that align with my vision for my life and align my business goals with that. And then thinking about your mission. What is the mission that of your business? Do you have a mission? Because if you're just doing all the things all the time, just doing everything, then are you really even working towards that mission? You don't have to work every day. That's the thing, right? Some people are like, well, I just want to work 4 days out the week. And so for my husband, for example, we have his calendar set up where he has his Mondays off so that he can work on his online business. That's possible. That's possible for you, right? And so when you hear people saying scale your business, I say, well, scale your time. How can you scale your business where you're not all over the place doing all the things? Your marriage is failing. You barely have time for your children. I've been there. So scale your time, scale your business so that you have more time to actually use your business as a vehicle to the life that you really want. And so for me, one of the biggest things that I use, one of the biggest tools that I really, really enjoy right now to be more productive, demand my days, have better tasks so that I know that I'm working towards all of my SMART goals is Google. I like to use Google Workspace. So whether that's the Excel spreadsheets to start analyzing my data, if it's using I also use Google Excel to put in when me and my husband have our work meetings. I'm a solopreneur, so even I'll put in my own data and my own meeting notes and things like that into Excel. What else? Google Calendar is a really big one. So we'll set up our week inside of Google Calendar. And with my husband, he really enjoys his Apple calendar on his phone. And so Google Calendar actually links to his calendar on his phone because that's what he enjoys. So for me, when I came into his business, it was, well, what do you like? And let's find something that can connect to it. So he's really big on Apple and his Apple Calendar and all those things. So Google Calendar, Google Workspace is really good at connecting with other things. So Google Calendar, Google Excel, what is the other one? There's a lot inside of Google, and I really just like to use that platform. So for you as a leader, find a tool that you know that you can use so that you are a little bit more productive. You can plan your days. You can be more organized. So that way you're not always working in your business as a technician, but you have the opportunity to step back, right? Step back, scale your business, have more time for you, have more time for your family, have more time for the loved ones and the things that you enjoy, your hobbies and things like that, right? So that's one of the things you got to start thinking about as a leader. How can I use my business as a vehicle to the life that I want? And scaling could be one way that you do that by using different tools, planning, getting organized, getting more productive, having better tasks, and demanding your day. All right. So I really hope that helped you out, knowing those tools that you can use to start demanding your days, to start, sitting more in the CEO role and less of the technician role, and to really start just using your business as a vehicle to the mission of your life that you really want to have. Okay. So meet me here tomorrow. I'm going to have some more tools for you to use so that we can start working together, weekly. Let's start working together. So I really hope that these tools can help you to really help you in your business. And I hope that you all have a wonderful day. I'll see you next time.